Have you ever stopped to think, how can something this small?
I mean, really truly destroy a man's life? Well, it's a question that's at the very heart of one of the most powerful short stories ever written. So today, we're going to dive into Guy de Maupassant's classic tale, The Piece of String. It's an incredible story about how one tiny, insignificant object can completely unravel a person's entire world.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off on a busy market day in this little French town called Gotterville. And right in the middle of all the chaos is one man.
Let's meet our main character, Maite Hochkorn. This guy is a simple peasant, and he is frugal to his core. You know the type. In his mind, absolutely nothing is waste. If it can be used, it should be picked up and saved. It is the principle he lives his entire life by.
And true to form, he spots a little piece of string on the ground, and his instincts just take over. He has to pick it up. Never mind that his rheumatism makes bending over a really painful chore. It's just who he is. For him, this is a completely normal, unremarkable thing to do. But, and this is where it all goes wrong, just as he picks it up, he glances up and sees his rival, Maître Maladin, watching him. Now these two have bad blood. They've had a bitter rivalry for years. And Hochkorn feels this sudden flash of shame, right? He's embarrassed to be caught by his enemy picking up something so completely worthless. So he quickly shoves the string in his pocket. All right, so let's see how this tiny, private moment of embarrassment just explodes into a very public accusation. This right here, this is where everything changes. A little later that day, the town crier comes out and makes a big announcement. A man has lost his pocketbook, and it's a serious loss. We're talking 500 francs and important papers. There's even a reward. So you can imagine the missing wallet becomes the talk of the entire town. And here you see the devastating chain of events just laid out perfectly. Hochkorn's innocent act, seen by the wrong person at the absolute worst time, now lines up with the news of a lost pocketbook. And Maladin, his enemy, puts 2 and 2 together and gets 5. He goes straight to the mayor. So Hochkorn gets hauled in front of the mayor. He is absolutely furious, denying everything. He even pulls the little piece of string from his pocket as proof. But the mayor just brushes it off. See, Maladin is considered a respectable, trustworthy man, and his word carries more weight than Hochkorn's actual physical evidence.
And just like that, Hochkorn is trapped. He's fighting a lie that to everybody else seems way more plausible than his simple, almost ridiculous-sounding truth.
I mean, look at this. You have 2 completely different realities, born from the exact same moment. What really happened? An old guy felt a bit foolish picking up trash. But what did they believe happened? A thief looked around nervously before hiding the wallet he just stole. The lie is just a better, more exciting story.
And here's the brutal part. His reputation is shattered in an instant. The more he protests, the more desperately he tells his story, the more people just laugh at him. His attempts to clear his name are actually making him look more guilty. So the very next day, something happens that should have been his salvation. It should have ended this whole nightmare. But in a perfect, tragic twist, this good news only makes everything so much worse.
Turns out, a local farmhand found the pocketbook on the road and turned it in. The owner gets his money back, all is well. And Hochkorn, he is absolutely ecstatic. He's triumphant, thinking, finally, my ordeal is over.
This is his proof. The actual pocketbook was returned by somebody else. His innocence is now undeniable. The case is closed, right? Wrong. So wrong. Because you see, the court of public opinion doesn't always care about facts. It cares about narratives. And the town has already decided which story it likes better.
Immediately, the whispers start up again, but this time they're different. The townspeople don't see his innocence. They see a more complicated crime. They believe he got scared and just paid an accomplice to return the wallet for him. His proof of innocence becomes proof of his cunning guilt. It's just twisted.
So at this point, Hochkorn is no longer fighting a simple accusation. He's fighting a story that has taken on a life of its own, a story that has become more real to people than the actual man standing right in front of them. And this obsession just consumes him. He tells the story of the string to anyone who will listen, and even those who won't. He becomes a local joke, a sideshow act. The sheer injustice of it all eats away at him, and within a month, the once sturdy peasant is completely broken, in both body and spirit. By the end of December, he takes to his bed and fades fast. But even as he's wasting away, the story of the string is his one and only focus.
Even in his final moments, in his delirium, he is still pleading his case. He's still muttering about that little bit of string, still trying to make the world believe his simple, impossible truth.
You know, the piece of string is so much more than a sad story. It's this timeless warning about the power of stories, the absolute fragility of a reputation, and the terrifying speed at which a lie can become the truth. And it leaves us with this haunting question: what happens when a story about you becomes more powerful than you are?